Hello, my name's Joe, and this is my second video log entry for talking about minor mental health problems. Um, so the first video was simply just an introduction, just a general oversight into the period of my life where I first started experiencing anxiety. Hopefully that's given you a little bit of just a general insight into um, how my anxiety came about and how my life has been going since then. So I'm about 14, 15 months living with anxiety, and I thought this video would be a good opportunity to talk about the mindset of living with anxiety. The main theme, principle, or concept of this video is balance. Balance, how when you have anxiety or depression, you are working with extreme sadness, anger, upset, frustration, tension, um, and what I didn't grasp at all the first even 6 months of living with anxiety is balance is far more important, underrated, and achievable than happiness or positivity. What I mean by this is that when you experience periods of anxiety or depression, you are plunged into um, a sense of hopelessness, despair, sadness, unpleasantness, and your body, your mind, your thoughts, your actions are desperately trying to combat this and to replace it with feelings of happiness, certainty, and that's a very logical, rational thing. Obviously, if you're feeling down, you want to do things or think things that are going to make you feel better and happier. But ultimately, I've found with anxiety is that by trying to rid myself of the feelings of despair and hopelessness, yeah, anxiousness, by trying to combat that and make myself feel happier, saying I'm going to block out the negative thoughts, I'm going to, really try hard to think positively and hope that that changes my mindset at this point in time. Um, that in itself caused more tension and frustration by trying to prevent something that was so overwhelmingly present and transfer it as something that was artificial, that wasn't actually, it wasn't actually a real and honest sensation or feeling. That creates more tension and more frustration. The more I felt down, the more I tried to feel happy, the more I became disappointed by not feeling happy, and therefore it would just be a spiral. So I came to understand that my happiness and my pleasure in life doesn't derive from me wishing it to be so or thinking it to be so. It derives from things like talking to friends and family, listening to music, watching films, playing sports, um, you know, reading fantastic books, or um, you know, drawing or being creative. Happiness comes from all of those different things, and yes, you do make it yourself because you have a direct role to play in gaining happiness, but you don't make it so from thinking I'm happy, I'm going to do this. You do it from, you know engaging yourself fully in the pastimes that have proven happiness and that could prove happiness. So when you feel low or you feel anxious or depressed, I what I'm trying to say is, do not pursue happiness as an immediate end. Try and pursue balance. Because if your happiness and your positivity derives from all of those other things, if you try and pursue balance and are able to achieve a state of calmness and of balance and of level-headedness, you can then fulfill, your free time, and you can really, um, you know, achieve positivity and happiness from doing those other things. But you need that base of calmness and balance. Now, it's all very well and good saying, you need to find balance, you need to find equilibrium and all this. Um, and obviously that's extremely difficult when you are, in the throes of depression and anxiety. But there are certain things that you can do. I'll just come up with one or two in this video to help you achieve that state of balance, or becoming nearer to a balanced mindset and balanced feelings and thoughts in your body and mind. Um, One thing for me is when you are feeling anxious, make a note of your thoughts and of the physical sensations in your body. Note what they are, and when you have that, just accept them and allow them to happen to you. If you are feeling tense, and if you've got stomach ache, or if your muscles feel tight and sore, if your mind keeps playing the same horrible thoughts over and over again, say, okay, I acknowledge you are there, I accept it, and I'm going to allow you into my body and mind, and I'm not going to fight you. That's the thing. Your body and mind will rationally be trying to fight these sensations and these thoughts, which causes more tension and anxiety. And if you say to yourself, they're there, I'll allow them to be there, I'll see what happens if I just accept them and let these things happen to me, your body will naturally become far less stressed and tense because you've accepted and allowed it not to keep fighting a losing battle. So I remember I was watching some TV and I was sat on the sofa and I was feeling really, really anxious and unpleasant, and I was like, oh God, I don't have the strength to do this today and to fight this, and my mind was going over and over, just automatically trying to rationalize these strange, anxious thoughts. And I thought, no, I'm just going to sit here, act as I normally would, sit on the sofa, watch the TV, allow myself to have these thoughts. If they creep up, they creep up. If I feel like my muscles are aching, so be it. But I'm not going to consciously fight this today. And it doesn't completely go away. You still have those thoughts, you still have those physical sensations, but by consciously saying I'm not going to fight it, or I'm not going to do anything or think anything that is seen as fighting it, you release tension in your body and you set yourself up to move beyond that just endless downward spiral. Additionally, what I do to achieve balance is, and I was really bad at this at the start, is if I was feeling anxious and down, I would almost go into sort of like, panic stations, overdrive, where I would make lists. I would say, okay, I'm going to get up at this time. I'm going to eat these, healthy foods. I'm going to exercise for an hour a day. And that really scrutinized my time, which is a bad thing to do when you're anxious, because one of the main things anxiety is fear of the uncertain. And when you have long periods of time, as you do when you're a student, or if you're off work, sick, or whatever, you can really get into your own head. So I've given up making lists and saying I'm going to do this and that, and I've just said I might not feel like it now. I might not have the drive to watch that certain TV show that I want, or play a video game, or read my book. But if I go about my day as I normally would when I'm not feeling anxious, you kind of trick your brain into saying everything's fine, everything's normal. Oh, he's not overanalyzing everything. He's not making lists to do things that he normally wouldn't. then that's a really good way not to begin overanalyzing and worrying about time that you have or time that you need to fill or getting through the day or whatever. So that's a good tip, to just go about your day normally. And I mean, by all means, take up certain small things that could be different from your normal day. So if you don't normally exercise or go out, think, okay, well, I'm doing everything normally as I would, but oh, there's half an hour free. I'll just go for a walk around the block, or I'm just going to sit in the garden and do a bit of mindfulness or meditation. Um, but yeah, as I say, don't make drastic changes to your day. Just do small, achievable things and tell yourself, I'm not going to do anything different, because I'm not going to treat myself when I have anxiety or depression or periods of both of them. I'm not going to allow my brain and my body to think this is a time to panic and go into overdrive. So those are two things that I would recommend to achieve balance. The third and final thing to achieve balance is create a really good bedtime and wake up routine. And I'll go into this more so in a future video, but when you have a structure to a time that is very vital to you, like sleeping and going to bed, when you have a structure to that, it becomes enjoyable and pleasant, and it almost sort of frames your day. If you're struggling through the day, but you think, okay, I've got my routine when I go to bed, and I've got a small routine when I wake up, that is a really sort of, it's a pleasant and structured way to finish off your day and start your day. If you go to bed, not knowing what's going on, really overthinking, watching TV, sitting in bed on your laptop or your phone for hours on end, and then you wake up and you've got nothing tangible to take hold of, or start off your day. It's a really, really tough thing to get control of yourself and motivate yourself to get on and do what you normally would. So find what works best for you. I'd recommend not sitting on your laptop or watching TV for, say, half an hour before you go to bed. Reading's great, meditation's great. I'll talk about meditation and mindfulness in future videos, but yeah, the theme for this one is: do not strive for positivity and happiness and success and achievement, because that pits your mindset and your body against anxiety and sadness, happiness and success. And you don't like this extreme. And although this is a positive and better extreme, if you just push and push and push for this, the chances are that you are going to be frustrated and therefore cause more tension and anxiety in your life. Whereas if you try and achieve balance, you can give yourself the best footing to allow all of the other things that award you positivity and happiness to, reward you with those time and time again. So try and find balance. It means different things for different people, but just find that inner equilibrium, and we can talk more about that in future videos. If anyone has any questions or wants to talk to me about those things, about finding your balance, then please feel free to contact me. I want this to be interactive, as I've said, and the more people that are discussing and sharing ideas and advice, then hopefully the more people that can find things that help them. So anyway, yeah, there's the second video, finding your inner balance. Brilliant. Thank you very much.